So hey black women, I'm trying to work while I talk to you guys because I gotta go to the doctor's appointment. But listen, there's a few things I wanted to talk about because I see that a lot of us different content creators are having a couple of issues with the crisis that our country is in, and we're giving out a lot of wrongful information to our followers. And I just want people to be absolutely clear about what I'm getting ready to say, so you do not fuck up your life and fuck up the lives of everybody else in this country. Now, last night I was listening to a live, right? And everybody's entitled to have their own opinion, but opinions do not get you what you need in this country. Action does, right? So hold on one second. I'm dealing with a problem real quick. Don't you hate when you're trying to do something and just because you're trying to do it is giving you the hardest fucking time? That is just so fucking aggravating. It really is. Okay. So, alright, so what I'm trying to say is, okay, so I'm watching this live last night, and I like this content creator. I have mutual respect for her, right? But I don't agree with her political stance. Now, she's kind of like, in my opinion, a, what would you call him? A Umar Johnsonite, right? So, she feels like voting doesn't count. And those of us who pay attention to politics, we know it does count. And it doesn't really matter like what party you want to be affiliated with, because that's personal, right? But when you look at things like what happened the other day in Louisiana, right? There were 4 amendments on the ballot to really fuck up Louisiana and to really hurt the people of Louisiana and to basically abuse the fuck out of children in Louisiana. And to change the tax codes in Louisiana so that basically poor people would never receive a child refund again. Their taxes would go up. The teachers' salaries would go down. Everything, all of the foundation, the blueprint of the tools you need and the resources you need to take people in poverty out of poverty and to give them the tools to rise up out of that and to progress in life. Louisiana was trying to take it all from them in one special election. So the people there, okay, were being ridiculed by the governor, who publicly went on television and literally wrote in a magazine, because I read it, right, that he was sure than anything that the black people were so stupid they were not going to come out and vote. He didn't have to worry about them. He literally said only 13% of my state will come out and vote, and he was assuming they would only be white people voting for Republicans. And so myself, many other Louisianans, we got on this app because my people are from Louisiana, right? And we explained to Louisiana, put up the amendments, go vote. This is not about what party you like. This is not about which one is better, who fucked up, who didn't fuck up. This is about regaining the country. This is about stopping racist fucking white men with money to end up literally being able to put your ass back in slavery, take all of your freedoms away from you, and literally turn this country into a real full-blown fucking dictatorship, or go through at least, hear me say, at least the beginning stages of Nazi Germany, with us being the fucking target. So when I have people who are intelligent, and I give no disrespect to their intelligence, right? But when they are intelligent and they can't understand the simple concept of action begets action. Sitting complacent gets you fucked up. So I was so grateful that Louisiana, one of the main states that's ravaged by poverty, ignorance, violence, murder, they had enough wherewithal and intelligence to say, fuck you, rich white man. I be goddamn if you gonna change everything that I've known in existence and how I live in this fucking state, and then take my children and try them as adults so that they never get the fuck out of jail, and you get to use them as 2025 full-fledged slaves. They said hell no, rightfully so. And they went to that ballot and they voted no on all those amendments, and they stopped the Republicans from taking over that state. And let me tell you something about Louisiana, okay? All the way back to Katrina, white people got their eye on Louisiana. Louisiana is prime waterfront real estate, y'all. When those fucking levees broke, that was not by accident. That was done deliberately to get the black people out. Those of y'all that are down from in Louisiana, you know that the majority of the places that was destroyed with the water were legendary, landmark areas for black people. Some of the places where black people had their first schools, their own businesses, all that type of stuff was taken in Katrina. Those of you who are really from New Orleans, you know that. So, but anyway, they want Louisiana to be the way it was many, many, many years ago, when kind of like the pirates were in Louisiana, and all the rich people had everything, and you had the muscle of the pirates and the threat of death looming over everybody, and the poor was as poor as could be, and they were able to be taken advantage of to keep the rich people rich. When they talk about make America great again, that's the type of shit they talking about. Your lifelong servitude in poverty / slavery, while they living high off the hog like you watching 12 Years a Slave again. So when you hear people telling you, and I mean this truly from the bottom of my heart, right? And I'm not a democratic plantation slave, okay? I am a person who believes in all of the black people that died and fought for all the things that we have today. They don't need to have died in vain. I love and respect Fannie Lou Hamer and every other black woman and real black man that died for me to be free and for me to be able to do what I want in this country. Malcolm X. So when you sit down and you say to people, don't participate in the system, let it fall on its head because it needs to die, that's not how it's going to die. That's the way you're going to die. Because once you sit still and you do what these white people expect, like that governor, right? He expected black people not to go to the polls, so he knew it was going to be a slam dunk for him to lock up little kids from stealing bubblegum from the grocery store or wherever, or having a tantrum in class, and now being arrested and going from elementary school to the youth detention center to when they turn 18 to the full-fledged prison correctional system, and that child never have a life, never have any purpose in this world but to work hard in private prisons to make white rich men and women more rich. So don't ever listen to people telling you that your vote doesn't count. Your vote, as in Louisiana being the prime example, saved the lives of many children, man and woman, because they did not just sit down and be passive and compliant with the bullshit. They got out and said, no, you're not going to take over our fucking lives and take over the country, because this is how it starts. Right now, you have a whole bunch of racist white men and women, the majority in the Senate, in the Congress, in the Supreme Court. And if they all come together, they will turn this fucking country into Django 5.0. Okay? Don't allow them to do it. Which is why when people like me come on and we tell you, do not let another fucking Republican see the inside of an office. Do not let them get elected. Flood the fucking offices and the elections with Democrats. Because whether you like Democrats or not, you need them to push back against the unjust, vile, racist shit that's going on in this country. Personally, I don't like what's going on with what's happening to the Hispanic people and other immigrants. It's hate. Unadulterated hate. You can make people get out your country besides hurting them and harming their children. Now, my belief is, if I sit here and I'm happy about what's happening to them, right? If I allow it to happen to them, eventually it's going to come back around to me. That doesn't mean I'm telling you to go out and protest. I'm not saying that. I don't want no black people outside protesting. You know why? They waiting for you to go out there so that when you do, this racist president will put the police and the military on your back and tell them shoot to kill. Because remember, he has full immunity as a president. So anything he does within his position as president you can't do shit about it. All right? So he literally has a license to kill. So why would you give him license to kill you? Right? But what you have is more important, is your right to vote. And to let him and every other white person know that's like him, you not just going to do any old goddamn thing you feel like doing up in here, because I'm going to vote your ass out of office. How you like that? That's what you do. You understand? So when I hear these black women on here being strong in their belief, you can be strong in your belief, but you also need to be strong enough in your character to know that you should never be out here telling black people that they should not be voting to maintain their rights and to stop white people from turning America back into the slavery we escaped from. And what I'm saying is not far-fetched, because just think about what they're doing, okay? They're fucking up education. Education is the only vehicle to take people who are in poverty out of poverty and give them a chance to do better in this country. They're taking and fucking up education so that children who with special needs and physical disabilities have no fucking place to go. And their parents who have to work have nowhere to put their children, so they can't go to work. So now a person who's poor just got even poorer. And that woman who has to sit home and take care of that child is probably never going to enter the workforce again. And she's now forever slated to poverty, because the resources that were out there to allow her to get services for her child to be dealt with during the day, educated, rehabilitated, whatever they needed, that allowed her to go to work, are no longer there. This is all strategic, y'all. So the way you be strategic back is by voting them bitches out of office and putting in the people you might not even like as Democrats, who are Democrats, in there to outnumber the Republicans who are putting in all the fucked up laws to hurt you. You know, in New York City, right? The other day, I think it was I'm trying to think of the date. I think it was the 29th or some shit like that. We were supposed to have a special election, right? And the woman, Stefanik, or whatever her name is, right? She's already a congressperson. However, if she would have ran in that election, she would have to give up her seat, right? So, Trump and his people, they watch videos. They saw all of us in New York, and you know I was a heavy one, right? Putting out the dates, telling everybody. I even pulled up the whole website to show New Yorkers, this is how you run for office. This is how you find out who the candidate is. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. I did all that, right? To inform my people. They saw that, plus other shit. And they realized that if they had that special election, this is how important your fucking vote is. They realized if they had that special election and that Stefanik woman lost, and a Democrat won, she would lose her fucking seat in Congress. And then a Democrat will replace her. Then every type of ridiculous fucking bill, and even these stupid fucking executive orders that he's trying to push through, a person would be in that seat who was Democrat that would say fuck no to that dumb shit you trying to push. I'm not voting for that shit. I'm voting against that bullshit. And that shit would stop right there. It wouldn't go no fucking further. That's the reason why you vote. Because the more Democrats you put in a soldier for the people that will stand guard against the bullshit they're trying to do to take away women's rights. Trying to force little girls into abortion bans and having children as babies. And forcing your kids to be taught the Bible in school, to repopulate a country just to make rich white fucking people richer. This is why you vote Republican at the moment. You ain't got to give a fuck about Republicans after you get rid of what's going on right now. But you got to always stay vigilant to what is the political climate in this country. So the way you win right now, the way you stop all this shit with Trump, he could have all the fucking immunity in the world. If you put in enough Democratic soldiers to block every bill he tries to make a law, right? Put them in positions that stop him from trying to shut down the powers of the federal judges in this country. He won't be able to do shit as president to hurt the people. You understand me? Right now, he's trying to pass a bill in Congress where the Republicans are the majority. This is why it's important to vote in every upcoming special election. Put a Democrat in because they have the majority in the Congress. He's trying to pass a bill, okay, where he takes away the powers of the federal judges where they only have jurisdiction or power locally. So that when he tries to put in a bill to become a law that hurts the whole country, those federal judges whose job it is from the Constitution to protect the whole country can no longer fucking do that. This is why it's important for you to understand that all that shit about being foundationally black and this country is really yours don't mean shit when you are dealing with the right now, the actuality of consequences and actions. You take no action, you're going to end up back in chains. You take action, you get rid of the racist white man and woman who's trying to take away everything to help black people. You get to restore DEIA, Roe versus Wade, affirmative action, and every other fucking thing they're trying to take from black people. And what I also want y'all to do is take a moment and read the beginning stages of Nazi Germany and how they took one group at a time and singled them out for those concentration camps. They started, let me try to remember. Oh, they started with all of the mixed people and the foreign people. You know, like when the soldiers go to different places, the black soldiers, and they had children with the local women, they took those children first and put them in the camps. Then they took the disabled, the mentally ill, right? And all the other people that they felt like were disposable and undesirable. Then they took all the other people, the LGBT. They took all those 4 groups at one time and put them in the camps and killed them first. Then they specifically said, oh, that went well. Now we're going to go after this group of people, that group of people racially, ethnically, and this is what they did. So when you hear the story about Nazis in Germany, they don't tell the full story. It was not just Jewish people. It was every fucking body. Jewish people were the majority because they were the majority over there. But it was every fucking body. And there are tons of movies on Netflix about it if you want to understand what I'm saying. Listen, when you fight back against tyranny, you end tyranny. That's why your vote is always important. And remember, what I told you about that congressional woman, Stefanik, or whatever her name is, she pulled out of that race because she knew she was going to lose, because the people are not taking the shit. They're rallying all over the country, not black people, but the other people. But black people are going to the polls, and they are voting against the Republicans. And even though they've brainwashed you and told you that you're only 13%, you're way more than that, baby. You are the majority of people in America, okay? Remember that. So when you get out and go to the polls and you vote against the Republicans, you are slowly taking all the power away from Trump, his cabinet, and everybody else in the Senate, the Congress, and the Supreme Court to make this country back right. Because when you have the majority of Democrats in the Congress and in the Senate, those are the people that vote on the ones that will become the next Supreme Court justices. So if you have people that are not good for the job, they will be able to block them and put somebody in that is worth the job. This is why it's so important to vote. Don't let nobody tell you your vote is not important. Not now. Not now, y'all. Because we got a tyrant as a president. And the whole fucking world understands and is trying to warn us, the people of America. Do not let what happened to Germany happen to you in America. If you just go on TikTok and type in "message to America," you will see that what I'm telling you is not a joke. I am so serious about this. I have never been this political in my life. I do not want black people to become enslaved in this country again. They are literally gunning for us and us alone. Do not let nobody tell you that your vote don't count. You go out there and fucking annihilate every Republican in every fucking special election, in every goddamn general election. Texas, you got a special election coming up May 1st. Please, every black person in Texas and every person of color that is not a racist, anti-black fool, please go to the polls and get rid of these Republicans. They are the ones grabbing up people and throwing them into cages and concentration camps and sending them to different countries and treating them less than human. If you want to stop that, do it by the power of your vote. Get rid of the Republicans. Put in the Democrats to take back the country, to stop what's happening. Then you'll be better for it. But if you sit down and you do nothing, you will be helping the Republicans to destroy your life and everybody else's. Peace out. And don't listen to content creators who are telling you not to vote. And don't listen to Umar Johnson either. Because all these people are not thinking about the black children, the black women who will suffer in this country. We will suffer the most because they literally will have us so poor that we won't even be able to feed our children. Please don't fall for that shit, y'all. Please don't. Don't fall for none of this shit they got going on. Vote all those evil white people out of office and put in Democrats of all types of people, black, Hispanic, Indian, everybody into office who's going to do the right thing. Y'all understand? Okay. Have a good day.